Hello, welcome. I'm very happy to see you here, happy faces, anxious faces, faces of people who are eager to join the team of the American Studies Center, because we are a team, you and us, the faculty who are scattered through the room, and I will be introducing them to you shortly. My name is Bogdan Szklarski, and I happen to be the current director of the center. It's a great honor and a pleasure to welcome a new year of students, to send off home those who are graduating, although probably we don't have too many graduating students in the room, because you see, it's hard to have a graduation ceremony when students don't finish on time, you know. So we cannot have this beautiful ceremony where you would flip your hat into the air and say, now we're free and proud and mature, because it's like Reagan's economy, you trickle down the graduation, yes, and no problem. You just have to pay for the extension. But that's the sad news. But at the moment, I think most of you who are here for the inauguration, you come with very optimistic thoughts about your future. Those who are current students, I'm sure, are very confident that they will graduate on time, yes, and with flying colors, with good grades, and that's what we are all here for. To get acquainted, to find out something about the program, to hear an introductory lecture by Professor Kenneth Stickers, who will talk about the meaning of America. As a philosopher, I think it's a very appropriate title. I will give a few introductory remarks and welcoming you to the I just can't stay there, you know, it's too much. I want to congratulate you on your choice of the field of study and of the department to study. If you talk to graduating students or to those who are still our students, or who are students who come to our classes from outside, from other departments, even though we're far away from the main campus, people do come to take our courses, and they always love it. They love the courses, but they love the place. And I think, you know, I know I'm tooting my own horn, and I'm being probably propagandizing too much, but you will shortly, the new people, you will see that I'm not cheating you. And I'm not faking it when I say it's a great place you've chosen to study at. And I welcome you to the community, to the team of the American Studies Center, because we are a team. That's the philosophy of the place. And this place has its special culture. That place has its philosophy of life, and it's built on mutual respect between faculty and you, appreciation of what you're doing, you appreciate what we're doing, and we appreciate what you're doing. And we communicate this respect and appreciation. Our staff, very knowledgeable and friendly, doesn't mean that they will do everything you want. No, there are rules there, yes. But we are all a community, and that's what people appreciate, those who come to study with us, and that's who have comparison with other departments, say that's something special. What is also special, and I hope you know it because the new people, I hope you studied the program of the studies that you have come to join, that we are offering a unique mix of different fields, society, history, politics, literature, poetry, film, popular culture, everything. A mix which has one thing combining it together. America. Things that are American. Love it, or hate it. We don't care what is your reason for joining the program. Some of us love America. I don't think there is anyone who hates America, though. I've never come across such a person. Among the faculty, among students, oh yes, we got students who sounded like Vladimir Putin, you know, in the class on foreign policy, and they used words and language like, I would say, Volva could be sitting there and I would be, you know, I would not probably be shaking his hand, but I would be, hey, this was a simple message that we don't mind. We will try to correct you, we will try to give you ideas, feed you ideas that you can use, because that's the way we think about education. We want to give you knowledge packaged in an entertaining fashion. When I mean entertaining, I mean not flimsy or simplistic, I mean interesting fashion, yes. And then we want you to use that knowledge. We are very serious about your using knowledge, not just getting knowledge, acquiring information, finding out what's going on there in America. Yes, that's also important. But in today's world, with internet and also, it's so easy to get the information. It's much more difficult to put the pieces together and use them wisely. Yes, that's what we are here for. Yes, I think, would you agree with me? Absolutely, absolutely, yes. Dr. Mazur agrees with me, and I know she does it because she likes me. She probably likes American Studies Center more, but I'm a part of it, so it's that. That's, you know, I'll just finish the introduction and let Professor Sticker speak. Yes, no, just give me a moment. Latecomer, Professor Bashuk. Usually I am the latecomer, but today I was not the last one to come, so thank you very much, Tommy, for this. It makes me feel I was just a tad late, you know. So the philosophy of education is, here at American Studies Center, is we bring you a piece of America. We would love to send you all to American universities, to America for a lengthy stay so that you could get the feel of the culture, language, society, but we can't do this. I'm sorry, you know, we can't afford that. We are trying hard to establish some relations with American universities. We just acquired very good video conferencing equipment which will allow us to take you to classes with American students at some universities and have classes together with them at those schools. That's the closest we can get to actually transferring you from here to there. But we bring a piece of America to you in what you will be studying. Everything is top-notch in terms of quality. There's only 16 of us, permanent faculty, but there's also about 30 people each semester or more teaching for us. These are the best experts in their field. Economics, Professor Basti sitting there, yes, philosophy sometimes, Professor Stickers, yes. Film studies, literature, all areas that we cover by the permanent faculty at the center. We try to bring you the best people. Professor Morrison, I'm sorry if I'm missing someone. I can't see everyone in the whole politics, society. People from outside who as adjunct faculty usually teach for us, not just one course, but for a longer period of time. So when you get acquainted with them, when you love them, you will have the opportunity to keep up with them and take courses from them. Yes. Because today, university is offering electives almost every department. But I want you to know that we were probably the first department at the University of Warsaw, perhaps even in Poland, which which built the program around electives, that is making you responsible for your education and trusting you that you will make wise choices. We keep trusting you, so don't do things to make us waver on this commitment to trust you. We were the first school, I think, or the first department at the University of Warsaw which had teachers' evaluations, because we're not afraid to be evaluated by you at the end of semester. Now it's normal, it's coming, yes, but we did this 15 years before the university started doing it. We introduced electronic system to monitor and to help students do their job. We even hired a computer programmer to design a program. About 10 years before the university introduced such a program to the university. Yes, we are in the forefront of creative, innovative things. You know, I'm dressed in black because I want you to imagine that I'm kind of like Steve Jobs, although not dead yet. No, we have other jobs, because we have Dr. Tuska, who's also dressed in black, like Steve Jobs. Navy? Sorry, you see, so, you know, I'm getting there closer to Steve Jobs. I can't see well. This is, you see, there's a little piece of America to Poland, in technical fashion, in thinking about education, thinking about quality of education, thinking about our relationship, that you monitor us, you judge us, you express your opinions, and we were first. So we want you to be first when you graduate. I mean, first in your job. Researchers, journalists, assistants to law firms. You know, we don't teach a trade. That's true. You don't get it. There's no trade, no job like Americanist. There's no one is advertising in newspapers or in a website, I want to hire an Americanist. But whenever they say, we want to hire a person with an open mind that is creative and smart, that's for you. That's who they are asking for. We were trying to set up a permanent arrangement with American Embassy so that our students could become interns there. Well, the embassy said no. Well, not because you don't qualify, but they said, well, we have rules which do not allow us to set permanent relations of internship with schools with you. But they said, but look, out of the people whom we hire as interns, 90% of them are your students. So what do you want? Why do you want a special arrangement while your people always qualify? Because they are the best. We want you to be the best. Yes. We will do our best to make you the best. And we will do our best to make you proud of the place where you're studying. And I will yield the floor to the people from self-government, and if they haven't lost this little piece of paper which I gave them, they will tell you how great this place is. Yes. As you have this, yes, thank you. And we want you to talk to students, older students, graduating students, even those who are late graduating and they have to pay for the extension. Even they will tell you good things about us. We know. So it's an obligation for us, knowing this. And I truly believe in what I'm saying, and I think everyone here in the room who teaches at American Studies Center will support me in that thought, that it's an obligation. It's we promise to give you the best education that you can, and we do our best to deliver this, yes. And the best service in terms of administration. Our administration is great. the library staff, magnificent. They truly are. Ask people who come to us from other departments, who have comparison with what it's like elsewhere. And they will tell, they will be the source of information. Don't trust me, at least. You don't have to, but I know that you will one day. So it's you know, we started having these ceremonies to welcome you to American Studies Center, to give us the opportunity to tell you how much we appreciate your coming, your joining us, and how much we think that you've made the wise choice, and how much we will help you to confirm that choice and say at the end of the first year, second, third, then first, and the second again, that you were right, yes, and that we want you to graduate with pride, like you should be proud at the moment that you joined us. And we are happy and honored to see you join the program, which is not so easy to get into, yes. That's about it. You know, I don't know if you were expecting any specific information about what we teach. It's not the opportunity to do this. We have all the information. If you have any questions later, we will stay and answer them. But at the moment, I would like to take this opportunity to present to you some of the people who will be working with you and giving their best. If I could ask the faculty to stand up for a moment so that everyone could see, and the staff too. Please, just for a moment so they could see. No, Have they done anything in particular? You know, they look nice, but it's okay. Dr. Sławomir Józefowicz, Professor Basiuk, Tomasz Basiuk, a former director and the head of the Polish Association of American Studies, and Professor Jim Morrison, yes, Professor Piotr Szyja, Dr. Sylwia Kuźma-Markowska. She is truly important for you because she's the Deputy Director for Student Affairs. Yes. Dr. Krystyna Mazur, who's bringing so many interesting films to us. Yes. Professor Agnieszka Graf also, yes, whom you should know from other things, very active in public sphere, and she will be the opiekun. Yes, of the first year, what was it? Opiekunka, yeah, sorry. You see that's opiekunka, she will be the opiekunka, or the caretaker, or whatever, of the first year. Lilia Ziemczonok, she is the USOS person, she represents the staff here, yes. Dr. Zbigniew Kwiecik, who is the oldest member, oldest by seniority, of the American Studies Center. You joined us at what, 1984, something like this? Precise. Yes. Professor Winkowski, you know, that's a distinguished economist who will be teaching you economic stuff. Yes, and last but not least, obviously, Dr. Małgorzata Durska, who you will be seeing about going abroad. To Europe only, but Erasmus, not only.
Actually,
Erasmus
to correct you, because we do have exchange programs with America.
I'll give you the opportunity to talk about the Erasmus exchange in a moment. And at the moment, well, yes, please sit down. Thank you very much for standing up. I will give you the opportunity to say a few things about the institutions we connect with, just to mention that. Now, I can talk and tell you talk. One of my few shortcomings, yes. Now, I will not ask all of you to stand up and say who you are, because we don't do it, but we have the people from the self-government, yes, Pani Olu, Pan Paweł, and Pani Małgorzata, so we are all here to greet you, yes, and to say how happy we are that you that you come to this event. Now, we've already had a library training today, and some of you already stood for an hour to get your student card, so you know where we are. And so what I think we should do at the moment, before we yield the floor to Professor Stickers to tell us about the meaning of America, and I will introduce him in a moment. Why don't I ask Sylvia to say a few things? Yes, she will be dealing with her. She doesn't even know that I was going to ask her. No, just tell them how you love them, how you're going to be tough. We're going to be tough. No, we have rules, and she is the guardian of rules. Yes.
Okay, and good afternoon, everybody. So, welcome to the American Studies Center, and just, well, saying a few words, I can assure you that this place is exceptional, not only being now person teaching here, but a former student. And also, if you need some help, I will have my office hours on Mondays from 11:30 till 1:30. So you are, yeah, so you are always welcome. Thank you.
Always on Monday from 11:30. Yeah, no, we are always open. Really, you know, we were all, not Sylvia, because, you know, she has to go back home and enjoy her private life. But we are always open. You know, that's the American feature also. You know, never. We would consider it a failure if you ever hesitated to stop us in the corridor or enter the room where we're sitting with a question, with a problem. We're all the time, when we are there at the American Studies Center, we are there for you. Especially if it's a smart question. Yes. Not where do I find this or that, but I heard this, and then you ask the question. Yes, no, they're always for you. Yes, and remember that. That's the piece of America, which we bring to you, respect. So we respect you by being open to your questions and your problems and your research interests. I hope you all came here with a passion for America. Yes, negative, positive, but passion. Your emotions. Yes, we're here to channel them, build something out of these emotions, and hopefully something creative, something useful, something which will later your future employers, and our students have no problem finding jobs. And jobs as diverse, as I say, from being journalists, advisors, parliamentary assistants, teachers of English, naturally too, because everything's in English, so you have your English proficiency improved at the center. All kinds of things people can do because of what's in their head. Open, creative, never shy to ask questions, not too timid, and ready to conquer the world. Yes, that's what we do with you. And Agnieszka, do you want to say a few things to your crowd? And so, usually you don't bother the first year coordinator, opiekunka, yes, but...
Okay, I like coordinator better than babysitter, actually. Okay, how many of you are first-year students? Okay, so you're my crowd. I don't get to teach you, but I do intend to see you. And last year, the first year, with quite a large crowd, there were about 60 people involved, went on a field trip to Poland. We had a special tour and a meeting with one of the directors of Poland, the Jewish History Museum, and there are other ideas of what we could do. And I will also be contacting you on email, making suggestions about OZN events that might be interesting. I'm also the OZN coordinator. So let me just say, because this is something that confuses people. I am told that OZN is the best thing about OSA and also the worst thing about OSA. Students are very much divided about it. They are the extracurricular activities of which you're supposed to do a large number and collect points. Which means that when you go somewhere really interesting, you take your card with you and you get it signed. A lot of the events are actually organized at the American Studies Center, but we really encourage you to go outside. Anything academic organized by University of Warsaw is a great idea. The Historical Museum right next door, the History of Warsaw Museum, Jewish History Museum, Zachęta has a series of lectures that I'm actually advertising heavily right now. So there's more than 5 times more than you need. The worst part comes if you wake up like 3 weeks before graduation and you have to go to 60 lectures. And all there is like stuff that doesn't interest you, so don't do that to yourself. So ask me if something that is on your mind that you want to go to is a good Ozatan event. And the results are usually, I get very enthusiastic and I announce this to all of ASC students, right? It's a kind of communication network. The idea is to encourage you to go places, and hopefully you will continue doing this after you graduate as well. Apparently we are the only place at the university that has this program, so that's the Ozatan thing. As far as the first year students, you probably don't know each other yet, but it's a good idea to look around for the charismatic person who wants to be your student representative. It's not the same thing as samorząd. Samorząd is usually, something that you will decide to go for later. Right now we need someone who will do things like help me get the tickets to Paulina, negotiate a really good guide. Communicate with you, maybe set up a Facebook account. The sooner the better, right? So we can do social events. I don't do very much, but 2 or 3 times we'll do something fun. And also, if you are desperate about something, my office hours are on Tuesdays, I think at 12:30. If you just want to talk, you can also come. If you are desperate about academic writing, you also come to me because I happen to be the academic writing coordinator. But I don't save you from failing. Take that course seriously. This is like my main message of today. It's your only elective this first semester. And you don't get to elect it. It's like the elective that we elect for you. And it's a really serious course. I'm hearing a lot of people fail last year. So again, don't do that to yourselves. But if you find yourself confused or panicked or, or like, don't come to me with scheduling problems. But anything else, I'm your coordinator.
A coordinatress. Kishu? Well, last year, Dr. Mazur started film screenings at the American Studies Center, and these are not, big Hollywood blockbusters, but things that you talk about when you see.
Okay, this is a very cool series, but you can also get an Ozatan for it. So you're quite welcome to come once a month, always the first Monday of the month, except for the first screening. It's called Queer Feminist Film. Last year we were watching experimental films, so kind of pretty hardcore and some of them difficult to watch. This semester is going to be a bit lighter. We're going to be watching documentaries about, or actually biographies of famous women. We'll start with Gertrude Stein and end with the story of the Fifth Column, which is this experimental post-punk band that played in the 1990s. We'll have a poster, and I think depending on the funding from Director Szklarski, we may have more fun movies than we would otherwise.
Thank you. Don't worry about the funding. Good things always get funded. Student things get funded, yes. And if you have any ideas, anything that you would like to do, your point of contact is Piotr Szyja, who will be more than happy to channel your ideas into practical solutions, and will be a bridge between you and us in terms of extracurricular activities. If you have ideas, I strongly encourage you to get involved in samorząd, and they will be telling you things about this in a moment. And just a few words about the international dimension of us.
Okay, my official title is American Mobility Coordinator, and that basically means that whenever you want to go for any kind of exchange program or something called Praktyka, then you will be in touch with me. Currently, we have something like 17 universities in Europe that we have this partnership, which means that you can go there for 1 semester or 1 year exchange. It's Germany, I think 7 or 8 universities, including the major American Studies program at JFK, at Freie University in Berlin. But also France, also Great Britain, also Italy, also Switzerland, and Turkey. And one more thing, because there's a program with which is, of course, not for everybody, because every year we have only one place, but there is a possibility to get an exchange with University of Florida in Gainesville. But I also encourage you, because there are some programs that allow you to go to the States and to Canada through the international office at the University of Warsaw, and it's an open contest, but usually you have quite an advantage being an American Studies student. So I encourage you to do that. We have exchanges with Chicago, I think, with Montreal in Canada, and with 2 or 3 other universities. So you can check that out at International Office website. You'll be eligible for exchange starting from next year, which means next year you can apply for that and you can go for an exchange in your 3rd year of BA studies or in the 2nd year of MA studies. And my office hours are... Yeah, that will be on Wednesday anyway.
As always, you know, whenever see her in the corridor, you can ask questions. Well, that's about it in terms of who we are and what we do at the American Studies Center. You start classes. No, we are not finishing yet, but just a remainder. You are starting your classes tomorrow, even though all over university it's posted tomorrow, 1st of October, Inauguration Day. No, it's a regular day of classes at American Studies Center. So you come to classes tomorrow, well, that's about it. Yes, I will let the self-government take over for a while, and they have some important information for you. I believe there is someone coming from the university, self-government. Have they contacted us?
Yes, they're going to be here later,
After we finish, there is going to be a person from the university self-government talking to you about the rights of students and what to do when you don't like us, when you think that we were wrong saying it's a good place and things like this. And there is also an ombudsman at the university. She's a very nice person, very effective in helping negotiate all kinds of conflicts between you and us and you and we. We don't cooperate too often because we don't have a need for that, but should you have a need, don't never hesitate to ask for outside mediator.
Dear faculty, guests, students, but most of all, dear new students of the American Studies Center, we are very happy to see you here, and as some of my colleagues begin our 5th and what is unfortunately most likely our final year at the ASC, we want to see enthusiastic young people who will hopefully take over and make this into an even better place to study and spend time. And I want to start off with saying that you can always count on us, and you can always come to us with any questions you might have. With the Students' Union, we have a lot of projects planned for this year, and we will definitely need your help and your energy to make them all happen. And we are also excited to hear what ideas you might have. And in the upcoming month, we will be organizing a meeting that will allow all of us to exchange and discuss those ideas. We can't wait for you to become a part of our customs and traditions, like our annual Thanksgiving dinner when we share a traditional turkey, or the spring picnic that takes place in the green spaces of our backyard garden. It will be especially exciting since this year marks ASC's 40th anniversary of establishment. And to celebrate, we will invite you to join us on a journey exploring ASC's past, reaching out to its former students, but also working on its future to make sure the next 40 years is even better, so that on the 80th anniversary, we can all meet and give ourselves some decent high fives for having our part in it. So personally, I began my journey with the ASC 4 years ago. It was my second major since I was already 1 year into journalism. And to use a quote from one of the great philosophers of our time, Mr. Kanye West, did I graduate? No. I decided I was finished. I decided I was finished with journalism because it didn't give me the things that ASC was providing every day. And which is, among other things, a simple pleasure of going to class. It's in this inconspicuous building in Mokotów that I realized the true meaning of the words alma mater. The Institute of Journalism, with all due respect, didn't become my alma mater. The University of Warsaw in itself didn't either, but ASC definitely did. And it's here and now, at the beginning of your journey, that I want to wish you the same. Some will tell you it's an easy program, and you know what? In a way it is. If you're smart, you can probably get by quite easily. You can watch 3 years swiftly run by, and even walk out with a diploma at the end of it.
Avoid my class.
Skip lectures. Yeah, not all classes, that's clear. Skip lectures, always pick the easiest electives. Skip readings, ignore the student's life. You can do all that, sometimes in some classes, and still have a chance of being a graduate. But, there's a but. But if you just give this place a little bit of attention, you will get a lot more than just a degree. You can get an education, with capital E. You can find people that will challenge you and make you think. Make you question things you didn't even realize were questionable. You can find classes that will make your brain go places it never went before. Classes that will stay on your mind for hours after you leave the lecture room and actually make you excited about doing it all again next week. You can find teachers that will guide you and sometimes make you a little nervous, but also those who will make you laugh every week or every other week. You can get those who will give you a word of advice and inspire you to work harder and dig deeper. You can get engaged in debates that will give you a new understanding of history and also improve your ability to understand current issues. ASC can give you a degree, but it also has the ability to irreversibly change the way you see and understand the world around you. The way you see and understand politics, societies, current events, news, movies, commercials. Your favorite TV show might not be the same after this. What you once found obvious may start to look a little bit more suspicious and gain a completely new layer. ASC will not give you all the answers. Contrary, it will give you more questions than you probably care to ask. But it's those questions that you might find much more important than any textbook definition. What I love most about ASC is that it's a place where your opinion and critical thinking is much more appreciated than your ability to memorize. It's a place where mutual respect between students, faculty, and staff is what's much more important than hierarchy. American Studies Center can give you something very simple, but something I think we all know is often very, very hard to find in this country's education system, which is to actually make you look forward to going to classes. So the next 3 years, or 2 years for some of you, it will definitely not be the worst 3 years of your life. But what's it gonna be? Just a degree or a change? an average time, or an unforgettable, fun, intellectual adventure? That's up to you. Good luck.
Dziękuję bardzo za piękne.
That's the best ad for days.
Yes, see, and not even once did we talk about what you were going to say here.
Hey, just send me the cards.
Yeah, no, this is, we truly appreciate it. If you believe it, if you believe every word you said, you're living proof that, you know, we do good things. So, not to prolong this event, the 40th, yes? Don't cry, no, I won't cry, but I was moved by what you said, because you know, you said it much better than I would have said it, and from you it sounded more truthful and believable. So now, this is, as I said, a very simple and informal inauguration, and just wanted you to come here and see your friends, your future friends, and your colleagues and us, and be acquainted a little bit with the atmosphere, although it's not our auditorium, yes, it's now an inauguration would not be an inauguration without a lecture. Closing down, we promised you the length of a class, an hour and 30 minutes, that the class is closing down. It's 3 minutes to go. And do you have any questions to us at the moment? Something that you would like to ask before you begin your studies tomorrow, early in the morning? No? Okay, that's understandable. You can ask them tomorrow or the day after. I understand that there is a group of people who will be going to the camp, yes, to find out what it's really like to study at the American Studies Center, and whether what you said in such a beautiful and graceful speech, which we want to post on our website, because it was a true testimony to what we think we are. And so, thank you very much for coming, for spending this hour and 30 minutes with us. I'm sure we are leaving you inspired to think about America, and you can start finding answers to these questions tomorrow. And for some of you, for 3, 2, or 5 years to come. We are there to answer your questions and to make you ask more questions. Thank you very much. Thank you. Go on.